Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're now in March and the trade deadline is on the 25th of March, which means we see most of the teams' off-season moves and see how their players have adapted to new teams. So in this video, we're going to look at 8 mistakes teams have made during the off-season. 8 players who teams shouldn't have let go of, or 8 players that teams should have kept on. Let's see. So number 8, we got Seth Curry, who got traded to the Philadelphia 76ers from the Dallas Mavericks for Josh Richardson. Now the Mavs, they've missed the 3-point shooting for sure. That's what Seth Curry is all about, 3-point shooting, and they definitely missed that. They are ranked 22nd in the NBA for 3-point percentage, so not where you want to be. And while Philly are 16th, so Philly they've improved massively. They're now top seed in the East, and Seth Curry's played a big role in that for them. As for the Mavericks, they've struggled this year, and they could do extra shooting, other than Luka Doncic and Porzingis. Now this season, Seth Curry, he's averaging 12.7 points per game, on 46% shooting from the field, 45% shooting from 3, and 92% shooting from the free throw line, which is unbelievable. And then Josh Richardson, who the Mavericks got in that trade, obviously we all know he's a good defender, that's why they traded for him. They wanted to upgrade on the defensive wise, because we all know Seth Curry isn't the best on that end of the floor. But the Mavs are still not one of the better teams in the league defensively. They haven't improved massively on their defense. And this year Richardson, he's averaging 12.8 points per game, shooting 43% from the field, and a career low 30% from 3. So they gain a bit of defense, but not massive defense. As a team, they're still not great, and they've gone down 3-point shooting wise. And Josh Richardson's even struggling to hit threes himself. So this, I think, it is only number 8. It's not really a game changer, but I'm sure the Dallas Mavericks could definitely use Seth Curry's 3-point shooting. And the Philadelphia 76ers have definitely benefited from Seth Curry and the 3-point shooting. Number 7 on this list is the Miami Heat letting Jae Crowder go this offseason. Now Jae Crowder, he signed a 3-year, $30 million deal with the Phoenix Suns. And the Heat wants to make people think they let him go because the Heat wanted to save money for Giannis in case he became a free agent. He didn't, and now the Heat are really struggling without him. Jae Crowder was a crucial part of the Heat's finals run last year. His shooting was unbelievable. He shot 44% from 3, and his defense was elite. And the Miami Heat, they really struggled in the power forward position. They've had Iguodala play minutes there, Kelly Olynyk play minutes there, and they haven't really been great. I already made a video about the Miami Heat and their struggles, but that one position was the power forward, and that's where Jae Crowder played a crucial part, in getting to the NBA Finals. And this year Crowder, his shooting has gone down to 35%. As I said, he was on 44% shooting from 3 last year with the Heat, down to 35% this year, on 6 threes a game though, so he's letting it fly a good bit. And he's averaging 9.8 points per game and 5 boards. And he's part of a Phoenix Suns team who are doing very, very well this season. Top 4 seeding in the West, they're having a great season. And the Heat, as I said, they're really weak in power forward position, and they can always do with some extra defense. So I think they really miss having Jae Crowder. If they knew that they couldn't get Giannis, I think they would have kept him. Now number 6, it's not massive, but hear me out here. Number 6, the Lakers letting Dwight Howard walk. Now this year Dwight Howard isn't having an unbelievable season with the Philadelphia 76ers, but the Lakers missed Dwight Howard a heck of a ton. And Lakers fans, I think you'll understand me on this one. This season the Lakers, they missed Dwight a lot. More than JaVale, I think. They missed them both a lot, but if they can pick one, they bring back Dwight. The Lakers, they need a shot blocking, presence in the paint, alley-oop threat big man. They brought in Damian Jones recently on a 10-day contract. As this video has been recorded, he's only played the 1 game against the Warriors, so we have to wait and see about that. But even the best case for Damian Jones is he's a B-Tech Dwight Howard. Dwight, he was unbelievable for the Lakers championship run last year. There were certain matchups that Dwight didn't fit in for, like the Houston matchup, but then when he played the Denver Nuggets in the Western Finals, he locked down on Jokic. He played very, very well. And as a backup man to Joel Embiid, I think it was great on a veteran minimum as well. It was a great bit of business by Philadelphia. This season, Dwight is averaging 6 points per game and 7.5 rebounds a game. And the Lakers, I think they thought he was asking for more money than their veteran minimum, but he signed for the minimum with the Sixers. So I think the Lakers should have definitely kept hold of Dwight Howard. He knew the locker room. He's exactly the Lakers are missing right now. Damian Jones hopefully will work out, but I wouldn't count your chickens before it's hatched. I still think Hassan Whiteside is best replacement. But I think the Lakers for sure should have kept Dwight Howard, and he would have stayed on for the veteran minimum. But anyway, That's now number 5. Number 5 is the Toronto Raptors signing Aaron Baines on a 2-year, $15 million deal. Now Aaron Baines, he was brought in to replace Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka after losing both of them in the off-season. And he was also brought in for floor spacing, which Marc Gasol and Ibaka both did. So he went to replace them. But Baines this season, he showed big signs of declining. He's 34 years old at this stage as well. This year he's averaging 6 points per game, which is down from 11.5 points per game last year. He's shooting 42% from the field. He's grabbing 5.4 boards. He's shooting 23% from 3, which is down from 35%, which is a big decrease. And that's what the Raptors really brought him in for, his floor spacing. And he's not worked out for the Raptors at all. He's shown big signs of declining. I won't be surprised if he gets pushed out of rotation soon. Boucher is doing very well for the Raptors. And Baines has struggled. And I don't know why they're offering that kind of money. He did have a good season last year with the Suns. But come on, 2-year, $15 million? Nah, not for me. So he's been, he hasn't been talked about enough probably, because the Raptors are just going under the radar. And number 4 on this list is Rajon Rondo. The Atlanta Hawks, they signed him on another 2-year, $15 million deal. And Rondo, last year, regular season, he had a very poor regular season, for sure. But then the playoffs he stepped up, and another crucial part of the Lakers' championship run. Playoff Rondo is definitely alive and well. He was unbelievable last year. But this season, he's really struggled. He's averaging career lows in scoring, only scoring 3.7 points per game, career low minutes in 15 minutes per game, 3.5 assists per game, 2.2 rebounds a game, and 37% shooting from 3 and 50% shooting from the free throw line. He's been injured, he's missed a good few games this season, but even when he's played, he's looked very poor. But the one bit of hope for the Hawks fans is Rondo. He looked very poor during last year's regular season. Lakers fans weren't happy with him. He looked washed. He's 35 years old now, but the only hope is the playoffs. Playoff Rondo, he's a different player. But the only thing is, you got to make the playoffs before you can see playoff Rondo. And with him not playing very well this season, the Hawks, they need him if they're going to make the playoffs. Now, on to number 3, we got Luke Kennard. He signed a 4-year, $64 million deal with the Clippers this off-season from the Pistons. And I think the Clippers, this was a poor move from them. He's been cut out from rotation recently. He hasn't played the last few games, and he's had a very poor year. Last season, he was averaging 15.8 points per game, 4.1 assists per game, and 3.5 rebounds a game. So last year's stats. This year, he's averaging a career low 7.5 points per game, 1.7 assists per game, and 2.7 rebounds a game. Luke, he's a good shooter. He hasn't lost that, but he's been cut out of rotation. He's not bringing the scoring they wanted from him, and he just hasn't really fit into the Clippers right now. And as I said, he's getting cut from rotation. And when you got a guy earning $64 million over 4 years, you gotta be at least in the rotation league. And that's not. I think they overpaid for him. The Pistons let him go. They have to let him go. And he's had a poor season this year. I think the Clippers overpaid. Now, player number 2, we got Gordon Hayward. The mistake here was the Boston Celtics letting him walk for nothing. Now Hayward, he's revitalised his career this year. He's back to his All-Star best, averaging 21.5 points per game, up from 17 points per game last season. 48% shooting from the field, 42% shooting from 3 on 5 threes a game, 5.4 rebounds and 3.7 assists per game. So Gordon Hayward, he's having a great season. In my opinion, should have been an All-Star really. But he's in the top 10 All-Star snubs, the video I made there. And I think he had a big case to be an All-Star. Now the only thing is, they could have got something for him. Rumours were that Indiana offered Miles Turner, who the Celtics could have really used it for his defense, and Doug McDermott, but they could have used his scoring. They were over-reliant on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So there's 2 players that were offered to them for Gordon Hayward, and the rumour is that Danny Ainge wanted one of TJ Warren or Victor Oladipo. Now I don't know if this is true or not, because on ESPN they said that the Pacers were only going to offer him $100 million, while the Hornets could have offered $120 million, which is why this is number 1. So if we knew it was confirmed that Ainge got greedy, then it would be number 1. But we're going to listen to both sides. That's why it's only number 2 in this list. But they could have got some for Gordon Hayward for sure, instead of letting him walk for nothing. But number 1 in this list, another Hawks player, Danilo Gallinari. He signed a 3-year, $61 million deal as a 32-year-old. I think that's the most amount of money a player over 30 who was never an All-Star has got, which is unbelievable. Now last year Gallinari had a great season with the OKC, averaging 18.7 points per game, 5.2 boards and 2 assists per game on 40% shooting from 3 on 7 threes a game. Yeah, he's letting it fly. And also 43% shooting from the field. So a very good season last year with the OKC. And as a Laker fan myself, there's plenty of rumours Laker fans want him, bring with scoring off the bench. We didn't get him. Obviously, can't go anywhere near the $61 million. And I think they're right, looking at how he's in this season. This year, Gallinari, he's averaged 11.3 points per game, 3.1 boards and 1.4 assists per game, on 39% shooting from the field and 38% shooting from 3 on 4.8 threes a game. Now, he did just go off a couple of games ago against the Boston Celtics, hitting 10 threes, which is unbelievable. He showed he can still turn back the clock a bit. But all in all, he looks immobile, slow, declining. He looks like he's not worth the contract at all. And the Hawks, people thought they did a great off-season. I thought they did a great off-season. But bringing in a 32-year-old Gallinari, in hindsight, he doesn't fit Trae Young's timeline. They need to win. I don't know. I think in hindsight it's a great thing, but they were wrong to bring him in. They overpaid for him. They could use that money somewhere else. But the only thing is, in defense of the Hawks, Atlanta is not a free agency destination, so they have to overpay to get players. So I don't know, Hawks fans, that's up to you. Do you think you are right or wrong to go for Gallup? That's up to you. But anyway guys, that's the list. That's 8 players, 8 off-season mistakes. There could be more, Trade deadline is the 25th. There's still time. But tell me in the comments, do you disagree, agree? And also any future video ideas, let them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching guys. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on notifications because we get at least 3 videos out a week, so stay notified. And with all that said guys, I'm out of here.